All right, another question. This is an easy one. A lot of you guys may know this, but we figured, hey, we'll answer it. The question is from Doggy949. Do you basically is when is the Lego Star Wars license going to expire? Now, we were at the New York Toy Fair, and Lego actually told us a day before when it was officially announced. This is back in February. You all know now, or maybe some of you don't, but the license was renewed for another 10 years. So that was in February of 2012. So then that means it will expire in and around February of 2022, which means the brick show at that point will be, let me think, 11, 12 years old, which I hope we make it. I know we will because we have the best fans, you guys. So that's the answer. February 2022, we will be hoping for another renewal at that point, though. Now, what will I think happen? Star Wars is huge. Now, you're thinking how huge it is in your mind, but let me tell you, it's bigger than that. It's monstrous. Think about, this is how big it is. You go to Toys R Us and you go into the action figure aisle, and one of the major areas there is Star Wars. Now, there hasn't been a movie made in a very long time. I think it's been close to 10 years now. So they're still selling action figures for movies that aren't even around. Same with the Lego sets. Now we do, of course, have the Clone Wars TV shows, which are popular, but not as popular as the movie. So it's absolutely astounding that we're still getting action figures for movies that are, there's been no movies in a long, long time. Now, I do think we'll get more eventually. I know George Lucas, from what I've read, doesn't want to make any more. But I think he's getting old. I don't want him to die. But at some point, he will die. And when he does, either he will give in and let somebody make the films, or when he no longer is alive to prevent it, it will happen. Because somebody will inherit the responsibilities over at LucasArts. And then at that point, there is no reason not to make more, because if you haven't recognized in the movies currently, it's a huge trend that you take popular characters and franchises and you continue to make movies about them over and over and over again. That's why you're getting more Pirates of the Caribbean. You'll continue to get more Transformers. You'll continue to get more superhero stuff. Why? Because movies with popular characters, not only do they do well in the movie theaters, they do extremely well in the toy aisles as well. So it's just a no-brainer. You do what's working. And when it stops working, then you don't do it. So you had, like, John Carter was a pretty decent movie by Disney, but it didn't do well in theaters. The action figures didn't sell. So you probably won't see a John Carter 2 because it lost a lot of money. But all of the Star Wars make tons of money. All of the superhero shows, for the most part, make tons of money in theaters, and then they make more in merchandise. Like, just continues on and on and on and on and on. I mean, that's going to happen. That's going to continue to happen with Star Wars. I mean, it's already happening. There's no way that it won't continue to happen, I think, for the next 50 years, because you do things that make money. Okay, that's just what you do. That's what businesses do. So you take Lord of the Rings. Those all made tons of money. And it was just announced today, actually. The Hobbit was only supposed to be 2 films. Well, now it's going to be 3 films for 1 book. Why? Well, because that's more characters, more time. That means it'll be 3 to 4 years before you'll get to see the full trilogy, which means 3 to 4 years of action figures and merchandise and movie sales and on and on and on and on. Popular franchises, that's what people are doing today. They know it works. They know it'll draw money. They know it draws eyeballs. And they know it draws sales in the toy aisle. So they continue to make them because it's safe. Think about it. Think about how entrepreneurial and how risky it is to make a movie. Very, very risky. Because you got to spend like $100 million and tons of time, and you don't even know what it's going to do. You could lose $50 million. You could spend there's movies that spend $300 million and may not do well. and you lose a lot of money, which could kill a business. It's a lot safer to make films that they know have an automatic guaranteed fan base that's going to go see the movie. So you will see more Star Wars movies, I promise you. And more Star Wars movies most likely will mean the renewal of Lego. Now I will say Lego sets beyond 2022. Now, I don't know that. I don't have any secret information, but it just makes good business sense. So as long as it continues to, it'll happen. The only thing I would say it wouldn't is if the demands are too much and Lego can't meet them. Because I do think the last time they renewed, Lucas wanted more of the cut. And that's why if you look at the prices of the newer 2012 summer wave of Star Wars sets, they just seem to be priced a little bit higher than what everybody was expecting. And I think that's why, because Lucas wanted a bigger piece of the pie. Lego's going to get their piece of the pie. So you know what that means. You guys are going to make up the difference by a higher price that you're going to pay. All right, that was a long way to answer a very simple question, but there you go.